I am the ghost of this holiday's present, here to be your narrator for this tale. Our regular narrator seems to have gone on holiday. I'm not sure how that's possible, but here we are. The air grew cold as the calendar turned to the end of December and a certain holiday, the much beloved Kidmas, a holiday celebration of the birth of Kid. Whose idea was this? He hasn't done anything. Why does he get his own holiday? Ugh, fine. Let's get through this. Much like how many families get through the holiday season, we will get through this story with an exchange of gifts, a telling of story, and drinking lots of eggnog. Death City grew cold as winds flowed down from the north, much like St. Nick. This time of year is meant to make people happy and jolly, but for a sharp-toothed boy this season was filled with something else. Amidst all the flashing lights and decors that decked out the stores, he wandered around, desperate for something.
I can't believe I did something so uncool, something so stupid. I'd say it's something Black Star would do, but he actually remembered to get Tsubaki's present early.
Yeah, 2 months of Kidmas specials, countless commercials for capitalistic consumer goods, and decorations on every corner were not enough of a reminder.
If only I had more time.
He still had months. Okay, so the situation was this. Maka's mother had invited her to spend the holidays with her. Something about the Krampus. So Maka was going to head out to beat the holiday rush. But that just cut Soul's shopping time by like 4 days. She had told him with plenty of time, so it's on him. Times they looked hours. Soul was awfully sour, and he was shopping during the final hours. Okay, that's not Sue's, but that's what we're going with. Soul was running out of hope. He felt like he had lost all power, and now he needed the help of a young flower.
Man, you're hopeless, father.
What?
Soul was bewildered. Damn, I picked a really hard word to rhyme. A young girl named Kana Altair did arrive, sarcastic and without a care, dressed in a cat hoodie decked out with a Santa flare.
Father, you are a lost cause.
Why are you calling me that?
Mother is clearly the smart one. Consider me the ghost of Kidmas yet to come. I'll help you, because if I don't, I'm sure I won't be born. You and Mom would probably never confess your feelings and there would be no resolution. Just making wonderful music.
Okay. I have no idea what you're saying, but you said you would help.
Yeah, you need a lady's help here.
So with the number 1 Soma on board, Soul went off to fight the last minute shopper hordes. Okay, not my best rhymes, but here we go. I'm doing this off the cuff, so give me a break. On the other side of the city, in a manner so bleak, there was a young reaper, Pipsqueak. Kid was the reaper who was 3 times too small, and some would argue had no brains or heart at all. With asymmetrical hair, weeping over some sort of affair, he was locked in his room blaring some emo tune.
Hey kiddo, I'm respecting your privacy by knocking but asserting my authority as your parent by coming in anyway. Hey kiddo, it's time to put up the last of the You Miss decorations. Kid?
Dad, I just want to be alone.
Why so glum? You've been a bit down for a while. It's your birthday time.
Dad, you know it's not my birthday. My birthday was a few months ago.
Yeah, I know. You came along and a few months later someone in Rome suggested we have a party for you around now, and they somehow spun that into its own holiday.
Yes, it seems like they wanted to use my birth to replace the winter solstice.
Yeah, it's something about it having way too many connections to witch culture, and it's a witch holiday. I mean, yeah, they celebrate it, and we are technically at war with each other, but no one batted an eyebrow about it before. Then I asked about it, and they made a fuss and started a whole war on Kidmas thing. Like, what war? I couldn't do anything about it, and welp, I got carried away when it comes around. I do love celebrating my special little man.
Dad, I'm not so little anymore.
I guess not. You seem to be growing up. But are you going to tell me you have become so jaded you don't like that people are happy to celebrate your birth worldwide?
Well,
come on, open up to your old man. I'll always be here for you if you want to talk when you're upset. What's upsetting you?
Dad, I was just hoping for something.
What so? A new puppy?
A girlfriend.
Well, I can't really help you with that. I mean, I mean to say is, when a man and a woman like each other a whole lot.
No, Dad, we've had this conversation before. I mean, I was dating this girl, stalking. You remember I told you about her?
Yes, I remember mentions of a stalking.
The foolish old reaper thought the boy was speaking of a garment, not some girl who for some reason had charmed him.
Yes, I totally remember this girl. Gothic and black with long streaks in her hair.
Yeah, that's her. She was beautiful, had wonderfully dark sense of humor, and was as sweet as the candy she loves. She was an angel.
She sounds real special. So, what happened?
I had to break up with her. Things changed. She changed for me, and I didn't want her to. I guess I knew things wouldn't last. She had a quest to complete with her sister, and I had my duties as a reaper. I know I broke it off, but I hurt her, and I didn't want to. I still miss her. I know it was for the best, but it's hard. I really liked her. I could have seen a future with her, and I've been trying to be strong and move on, but then I remembered. We made plans for Kidmas. I was going to bring her home to meet you. I know it was for the best, but it's hard. I really liked her. I could have seen a future with her, and I've been trying to be strong and move on, but then I remembered. We made plans for Kidmas. I was going to bring her home to meet you.
His shoulders slumped in defeat, his world was dark, and he felt cheated. Kid glanced at the picture of him and his lost Lenore, better times to remember, yet still his soul felt torn. Boop! His father's foamy hand tapped his head, and with that the sad moment was dead.
Kid, if you really thought you were doing the best for both of you, then you don't have anything to feel bad about. Breakups aren't easy, and I don't think they should be sometimes. It means you really cared about her, that the feelings you had for her were true. It might be over now, but it's not a waste or anything like that. Love is never a waste, not true love. It can hurt us, but it can also make us stronger. Give us warmth in the coldest nights, remind us that yeah, things aren't good right now, but if I felt that way once, I might be able to feel that way again. Someone loved you, kid, and I'm sure someday you will find someone who loves you just as much or even more, and you will make it work. And you will appreciate them all the more for the pain you had to go through to get to them. It will be okay, kid. You will have lots more holidays to share with them.
He loves them. He loves them like a father should, to nurture, to tend, and broken hearts to help mend. Did the old reaper speak from experience? Had he lost someone? For once he sounded serious.
Now, why don't we take our minds off of it and decorate the manor? I think I like that.
Kid, one question though. Is this girl, real? Is this my girlfriend is living in Canada thing? Dad, do you think I made her up? I have a picture of her with me right here. I mean, it's a nice picture, but with computers and, well, you're cute, but she does seem a bit out of your league. Dad!
Of course, he screwed this up. So freaking typical. I need a break. Let's check on the other parent-child pair. Maybe they're doing better. I need a drink.
Ugh, I hate shopping.
Trust me, I know. And I'm in agreement. Shopping is boring. Just get what you need and go.
You're preaching to the choir. I remember my mom used to drag me to stores all the time when I was small. I hated it. I just followed her around. The most attention she would give me was when she wanted me to try on clothes. I hated it. She would always pick the most pretentious outfits, little shorts and bow ties. I remember one time before Kidmas recital, she dragged me out early in the morning.
Sol wasn't fond of revealing his past. That was a good part of his partnership with Maka. She never pried in on anything she thought would make him uncomfortable. Maka still made him comfortable enough that he felt like he could talk to her. And sometimes he did think about telling her more about his past, but he didn't want to say anything that could change things. But then there was this girl. He felt oddly comfortable around her. She had spunk, and her eyes red like his, but they had a weird inquisitive spark like Maka's. He didn't know her. Maybe that made it easier. There were things that were just easier to talk to with a stranger.
I was a pianist.
A prodigy?
I was good, but my brother was the prodigy. I can never be as good as him.
I'm sure you're amazing.
I was good, but my brother was the prodigy. I was never as good as him.
I'm sure you're amazing.
That's easy to say when you've never heard me play. I was never as good as my brother. Yeah. Anyway, my mom took me to the store and had me try on outfits for hours. There was a Kidmas show, and the guy they hired canceled at the last minute. They tried to get my brother, but Wes was at the president's party with Dad. Mom was going nuts over my clothes, just saying that I had to be perfect. Then she had me practice for hours. I thought my hands were gonna break. I was exhausted when I got to play. I barely remember it. I remember I shook the mayor's hand and he said I did a good job. I remember the applause from the crowd. But most of all, I remember my mom taking me home. And she said that my brother would have done better. We didn't have dinner together. I wasn't hungry. I don't remember her wishing me a Merry Kidmas or getting me a gift. The only gift I remember getting was from my brother when he got back, and a scarf from Granny. It wasn't good, but I loved wearing it. Wes got me an album, Birth of the Cool. I can't even remember how many times I played it. They were the only ones that didn't look at me differently when they found out I was a weapon. The way my mom looked at me. What? What are you doing?
It's a hug. I'm hugging you. I just felt like hugging you. No other reason.
Okay, cool. I guess kids are touchy.
I never knew my grandparents on my dad's side. I had extra grandmas on my mom's side, so it was okay. Plus a sword for great-grandpa. When I asked Dad why I never met them, he said they weren't his family. That they were toxic, and with people like that, sometimes you have to cut them out. Even if they were family. I never really got that, but I think he had to be very brave to do that.
Yeah, your dad does sound cool. Does he get you presents for Kidmas?
He gives the best.
I guess we should go find something for Maka.
Yeah, let's.
Soul suddenly felt a weight slip from his shoulders. He had never noticed it before, and he knew there was still something there, but it felt easier to carry. Before he knew it, he found himself taking this girl's hand in his. He told himself he just held her hand so she wouldn't get lost in the crowds. Damn, that got real. I don't even feel like rhyming. Let's get back to Kid and his father thinking he can't get a hot goth GF. Decorated with lights, back in the manor, fully decked out with a holiday glamour. Still, a brat hung to a corner, looking at a picture of who he had lost, his father topping a tree. Yeah, I don't have a rhyme. The soul thing got to me. Oh, too real.
Come on, kid, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. I just said the girl was way out of your league.
The true curse of Kidmas and this holiday season, we must spend it with family, contrary to reason. They cause all our grief, they act like joy thieves, they bring misery and pain and blame us should we complain. They don't even apologize a little.
I'm sorry, kiddo. I know I can be a bit thoughtless at times, but you have to believe my heart it does chime, and all of it for you, and it is very true. I've never been happier than when you came into my life, and that's why I get carried away on this your very own holiday.
Dad, I know you mean best, even if sometimes you fail the test. I've been grumpy and upset, and it's not your fault. I shouldn't make your celebration come to a halt.
Why are you rhyming? That's my thing. Why do you have to take it? Oh, what next? Are you going to sing?
Would you care to sing a holiday song?
Sure, what could possibly go wrong?
Screw you!
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions.
What hell? What the hell? That's not even a carol. What the actual hell? Why are two reapers singing about rainbows? Kermit, we've done you dirty.
I know they're wrong.
They can't even hold a tune.
Some will find it. The rainbow connects you. So we've been told and some
Good
seems
eggnog.
to believe
Good
it.
eggnog.
I know.
I can't see anything that really just says Maka. I want to get her something that she really wants.
Books?
Too obvious. Maka has so many books, it's hard to buy one she doesn't already have. Plus, all these stores and their sales, they aren't even selling anything good. All they're selling at this point is stuff no one wants. But they're selling it cheap, so people think the bargain means it's good.
Yes, capitalism must fall.
Soul? What are you doing here?
Auntie Tsubaki.
Just doing some last-minute shopping.
I meant, what are you doing here? Right now? Maka should be heading to the airport.
She doesn't head out for another 4 days.
No, today. I was talking to her about this today.
Sol did panic and broke out into a run-nosed manic. He cursed himself for not being able to read a calendar. Little did it matter. Sol rushed to his motorcycle, hardly noticing he had another rider. Kana hopped on and held him tight as they rushed into a flight. She wore a kitty-eared helmet. Where was that kept?
Why aren't you wearing a helmet?
Don't have one, they aren't cool.
How aren't you dead already?
With no time to stop, Sol continued the ride, and soon he did arrive at an impasse. He knew not where to go.
She's going to the smaller airport. Her mom got her on a smaller flight to beat the traffic.
How can you know that?
Leap of faith? You will never make it in time if you go to the major airport.
Sol grit his teeth and turned and rushed to meet. It was all or nothing.
Hold on to your seat.
Soon they arrived and rushed to see the TSA stopping them quite easily.
Whoa. What do you think you're doing? We had to check you out, and there's a whole line.
They're boarding the plane now. We have to go.
We need to talk to someone who's boarding the plane.
Kid, this isn't some romantic comedy. We can't get you in just to talk to your girlfriend.
Kana stood up to the agent quite tall. She dealt with him by punching him in his jingle bells.
Right in the mommy-daddy region.
Run!
Sol in a panic followed the child's commands, ignoring the orders to stop. The agents did command. Kana did run and lead the young teen. She ran like a true, honest weeb. The agent did give chase, Sol having trouble keeping up the pace. Kana pulled out her cards, aiming them towards the guards. Each card cut through the air and into the agents. They did tear.
Oh, my face! My hands! Oh, a rare harpy feather duster.
With that, they won the race, and folks with carry-on case and Maka almost hopped on.
Soul, what are you doing here? You left so early I didn't get a chance to see you before.
Yeah, sorry. Something came up. I wanted to say goodbye and make sure I got your present to you.
And Sol realized that whole shopping trip, he came out with no prize.
Here you go.
Kana did casually slip a wrapped Kidmas gift.
What? Here you go?
Oh, can I open it now?
Sure.
Just let me get the paper off. Oh, a copy of The Dark Side of the Moon. It's a first edition. It's even signed by Lord Adonsony. How did you even find it? It must have cost you a fortune.
Not really, if you know the right people.
Kiss her. Kiss her.
What? No!
Yes, you want her. Look at her, you know you do. It's possible she wants it too. There's one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. Kiss the girl.
My oh my, looks like the boy's too shy. Ain't gonna kiss the girl. Sha la 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 la. And ain't that sad?
Shut up!
What?
Shouldn't you go up on the plane? They won't hold it for you.
Right. Thanks for my gift. I really do love it. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I left your gift under the tree. Have a Merry Kidmas, Soul.
You too.
Sol watched Maka climb on board and fly away. He was happy. What more was there to say?
Okay, now what the hell was up with that song? Where did you go? She's gone? Wait, was she even here? I mean, Maka didn't seem to notice her, and she just knew stuff. Maybe she was a delusion or something. Maybe because I don't know. She did kind of look like Maka, but with my eyes. And she kept telling me to kiss Maka. Wait, did I imagine up our daughter? Does that mean that that I...
Sol could no longer ponder, and his thoughts did wander, as several agents did pounce, knocking him to the ground where his head did bounce. Yeah, did you think he could run away and attack the TSA agents without some sort of consequence?
Resisting arrest! Hit him!
Come on.
Get down, punk! Think you get away with that? Resisting arrest! Hit him! Kick him in the nads!
Please. It's Kidmas, please!
Anyway, in the following days, people gave gifts, sharing love in their own ways.
Marry you, Miss Kid. I hope you like it. Thanks, Dad. Opening it up, and, just give me a minute. This paper is really nice. Oh, just open it. Oh, a new hoverboard. I love it. I shall name it Satan. Maybe another name? Okay, how about, Neveros? Try again. Beelzebub? You want to name your hoverboard after the pet cat that got run over when you were 5? I had a cat? I love the name!
Yeah, he's passed out. Too much eggnog, just like Grandpa. Here's some water and a pillow. I'll take it from here. To finish the tale, I'm up to the task. But what of the others, I hear you ask? Uncle Wes, he's playing for kings and queens. But instead of listening, a princess she dreams. An adventure-filled life. Not knowing soon she will meet a very dull knife. The silent flower and her loud shinobi spend the day, very low-key. In the town of Brooklyn, there are 2 marred in sin, huddled together to beat the frost, but their hopes yet to be lost. Soon the Reaper will show and give them a home. One last thought, for those at home, something to think, something to know.
Happy Kidmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yeah, that. Happy holidays!